Até o dia 15 de janeiro de 2021, você pode aproveitar um super, hiper, mega desconto que o Cambly tá te dando de 47% nos planos anuais. Mas, Alexia, como é que eu faço isso? É muito simples, é só você ir aqui nas nossas show notes e ir direto no link ou colocar no cambly.com ou no aplicativo do Cambly o nosso código que é NUICRU21 START. Maravilhoso, né? Então, lembrando, até o dia 15 de janeiro de 2021, você pode ter 47% em qualquer plano anual à sua escolha. E esse mês, o Cambly está abordando objetivos profissionais, ou seja, você que quer mudar de emprego, procurar emprego fora do Brasil, falar sobre salários, etc. O Cambly está focando nisso. Muito, muito, muito bom, porque todo mundo precisa de business English na vida, não é mesmo? E a gente sempre fala aqui, que a gente só aprende falando. E lembrando um pouquinho o que é o Cambly, né? O Cambly ele vai te ensinar de acordo com seus objetivos, independente do nível. Você chega lá, escolhe um professor ou professora, conversa, vê se aquele professor é o certo para você, senão você pode mudar. Tem professores 24 horas on demand e pode fazer por reserva, pelo computador ou aplicativo. Então, assim, você aprende na prática, falando e ouvindo pessoas diferentes. Então, tudo aqui que você aprende no Inglês pro Rádio, você pode colocar em prática com o Cambly, falando com as pessoas, falando com os professores que estão ali para te ajudar. Então, não se esqueça de aproveitar. O nosso código é NUICRU21 START e pode clicar direto no linkzinho que eu vou deixar aqui nas nossas show notes, tá bom? Happy 2021, people! Now, on with the show!
Hello, hello, hey, sweet people. Welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. My name is Foster. As always, I am here with...
Alexia. Hello, Foster.
Hey, Alexia, how are you doing today?
Happy January! I'm gonna say that for the first episode, so get used to it.
Okay. Happy January 2021.
Yeah.
So today we are continuing our conversation about a year in review of 2020. And this is part 3. Is that correct?
I think so.
Okay, this is part 3. So in the last episode, we stopped kind of at the moment that we realized, okay, I'm in the U.S., Alexia's in Portugal. Portugal's going into a pretty severe lockdown.
Yeah.
And we don't know when we are going to be able to see each other again.
Yeah. So I would say that April was the worst month for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was full lockdown. We couldn't go anywhere besides the supermarket, drugstore, or a walk, like they call it here, caminhada higiênica, which is very weird.
A hygienic walk.
Yeah. So, for example, if you have a pet, a dog, you could go outside with the dog, but you couldn't walk more than a kilometer away of your house.
Yeah.
And the same as
away from your house. Sorry.
Yeah. And the same for example, my dad, if he wanted to go outside and walk because he needs...
he needs to get some exercise.
Yeah. He would have to stay on the surrounding area.
Mm-hmm. In the surrounding area.
And it was a time that we didn't know much. We still don't know much about the virus, but that time we had no idea. So I would go to the supermarket with gloves, masks, and I would come back home. I wouldn't even hug my dad. I would go directly straight to take a shower, put my clothes in the washing machine, and all of that.
Yeah. I still don't think if we have that much information about exactly how the virus travels and is spread. But I was reading something the other day that the idea of COVID-19 living on surfaces like for a long period of time, that's kind of not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. But back then,
How would you translate back then?
naquele tempo, naquele momento, durante aquele tempo.
Yeah, that's a great phrase in English. Back then.
Back then.
Naquele tempo.
Yeah. So I would do all of that, and I wouldn't let my dad go anywhere besides his walks, because I was like, okay, if he gets there, that I don't know what I would do. I'm all alone here. I have no idea how it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have this idea, but I think that nowadays we are a little bit more, not like com segurança, but a little bit more aware of things.
Yeah. I think we have more information, more experience dealing with this virus.
Yeah.
That makes things a little bit easier. I think it's worth mentioning. So Alexia's dad has been on this show several times. He has a very young voice. He looks quite young, but your dad's 75 years old.
Yeah.
And has some underlying health conditions. He's a diabetic. So he is in the high risk category for this virus.
Yeah, he is. And then during April, it was the worst month for me. I mean, there were days that I wouldn't even go take a shower. I was extremely depressed. Extremely depressed.
Yeah.
And
can I say, I don't even think I completely realized this. Because March and April for me, it was like, oh, things are super crazy in the world. But in the U.S., especially in my small town in South Carolina, I could still go outside and ride bikes and exercise. So I was thinking more of like, okay, I guess I'm going to use this time to try to get in good shape and do stuff like that.
But that's my point. The environment that you are in, it changes everything.
Yeah.
So this goes for a healthy place, or a sad place, a sad thing. So imagine for a person that never ever experienced a lockdown, us, we never had to deal with that. And there is a virus there that could kill me, could kill my dad. And I don't know when I was about to see you again. And what about our jobs and our work? How's everything would stay? It was a big question mark for me.
Yeah.
And it was during April that I realized what was going on. And I would talk to my therapist like, Cristina, what's going on? And she was like, Alexia, we don't know. So when my therapist said, we don't know, I was like, but you were supposed to give me the answers.
That's what I pay you for.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good to know now. It breaks my heart, but for me, this period really started in May and June. Like when I read my journals, May, June, July, those were really difficult and dark months for me. But I think that started for you earlier. And I don't think I totally recognize that.
Yeah, it started for me earlier. May, it was a pretty dark month for me as well, because, I mean, it was a 5-year anniversary of my mom's death.
My mom's death, yeah.
Yeah. And when you are in lockdown, everything is much bigger than it is. And like...
What do you mean?
All your feelings are...
Yeah.
Much more
So when
intense.
You're sad, you're 20 times more sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every year during my mom's anniversary death, it's very hard to say that.
Yeah, I don't really know how we say that in English. I think we would say like, my mom died 5 years ago today.
Yeah, so during this day, I would go outside, go to a park, do something really good and really fun that I know that she would appreciate. And this year, 2020.
Last year.
Yeah.
That shitty year.
I couldn't. I had to stay inside. And it was horrible. And it was when I realized that, okay, my dad was amazing during all the lockdown time. He helped so much. He helped building furniture and doing stuff and helped me to get some plants. And like, he was amazing. I have nothing to complain about. And then during May, I decided to start the extreme makeover of this apartment.
I think that's when I recognized, okay, Alexia's having a difficult time, because every day she would send me a new photo or videos of like our entire apartment is just changing into quite literally a jungle.
Yes. And I think it was when Portugal businesses decided to all go online. So it was so easy to get plants online and everything that it wasn't before.
You could say Portuguese businesses or businesses in Portugal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so in that time, kind of April, let's see.
April, it was your mom's birthday.
Yeah, which was really difficult. That was her first birthday without her dad. But it was still kind of in that phase of, oh, we don't know what's going on. And I'm a person that really, really appreciates and likes to have time for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden, I had like 24 hours a day living with my parents in the same bedroom where I went to high school and elementary school and everything. But I had like some guitars there and instruments and a lot of time for myself. So it still wasn't that difficult yet. I think it started getting really difficult when I recognized, I don't know when I'm going to see Alexia again.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be this year, next year.
And you were in the middle of the residency process.
Yeah. So we started...
We never talked about this.
We haven't talked about this on the air?
Never, ever.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
So, you guys remember when we went to DC in 2019, the end of the year of 2019? It was because Foster was starting his residency process to become a Portuguese resident.
Yeah. So, long story short, we started this process. I think we really started it in October of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And then in, if I'm not mistaken, November of 2020, I officially became a Portuguese resident.
Yes.
So it took a very, very long time, but that was a huge pain in the ass because we were working on this process for a long time. It's super bureaucratic. It cost a lot of money, very stressful. And then COVID happened and all of the embassies and consulates just shut down.
Yes, and they denied your application, remember? In the middle of everything, we got the news that Foster got denied his residency application. And then it hit us in a different way because like, okay, now he really can't come to Portugal. Like,
yeah,
he won't be able to come to Portugal at all. And then I was like, no, Foster, wait a second. Let's see how it is. Let's talk to the Portuguese embassy in DC because we need to understand why it got denied so we can fix that.
Yeah. So there were a lot of ups and downs. I had completely forgotten about this part of this year. So much happened in 2020, most of it bad, but there were some good points. But I forgot that we have not talked about this entire process of residency and becoming a resident of a new country. It's a crazy process. I look forward to sharing that story with you guys. And I think that's a good place to start tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, guys. Thank you, as always, for following us on this crazy journey. We hope that it brings you a little bit of comfort, a little bit of escape, perhaps, from
The reality.
The difficult reality of just the nature of life nowadays. Anyways, as always, keep up the good fight.
And lose well. Bye.
Talk to you guys tomorrow.
Muito obrigada por ter escutado mais um episódio aqui do Inglês de Rádio. É muito bom ter você juntinho assim de nós. Faz muito, muito carinho no nosso coração, digamos assim. Então você que está interessado em saber mais sobre os nossos produtos e saber mais sobre a gente, o que a gente oferece para vocês em relação a estudo, a challenge, a curso, vá lá no inglesdenecru.com e você pode ver mais sobre as worksheets, por exemplo.
Yeah. If you want to really improve your English, if you want to learn more about the ways you can do that and just connect with us on a deeper level, go to inglesdenecru.com. And as always, keep up the good fight.
And lose well.
See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.